I've got my wife sitting next to me and I'm explaining Karbon to her. So Karbon is awesome because it works how accountants work, because you get an email and then the email is automatically attached to the person as long as you have them in the system, and you can see that by clicking on them. Because it says view contact, Andrew's already in the system, and actually don't know if Kat is in the system. There it is. You can see there that it's linked under Kat Miller automatically. And then what you need to do with an email though is you can either put it into a to-do list, which I'll show you the screen of that, or you can attach it to a work item. And if things are kind of newsletters, what you can do is put it to down the bottom here. If you right click and go low priority, you can do that. And also there's the opportunity to tick it off, clear it. So you've got the ability to see your cleared emails in cleared. You've got the ability to see your low priorities in low priority and scan through those. But the idea is getting to inbox 0 and dealing with anything and assigning anything to a teammate. So you can, for example, in this, you can assign it to a teammate, assign the email, and they'll get a notification. Put it to your or a teammate's to-do list, or put it into, add it to work, either via that. And let's just find, here's one. And you can see with this one, I've already added it to a work item. So when I've added it to a work item, I can open the new work item with a right click, and then we can put the statuses on it. We've got different statuses, which are basically under planned, in progress, waiting, and completed are the default statuses, but you can have something can be its own status as the waiting or in progress, but also you can have custom statuses under that. So after you clear your inbox triage, then you can start to go to your to-do items or your work items. So the to-do list can have filters with different types of to-dos. So there we go, the notes. And one other cool thing I like about the triage and inbox, I'm just going to realize I didn't show that, is that you can pick, you've got all your emails here. You can also pick mentions. So this is when team members have mentioned you or you've mentioned yourself. And then we've got mentions there. We've also got notifications. So notifications might also be clients replying to their own checklists, which I'm going to go through as well. So the to-do items, I've just picked notes, and then you could work through the things. These are the notes from the emails, or you can always add a note or an email to add it to your to-do. So for example, here is one to-do, backdate and register GST. That's also a work item. So I've made that, and if we open up the work item, things can sit as either a task, a note in a work item that becomes your to-do. There it is here. Or it can also separately be a task. So you could add a task in here, call ATO. It's the same thing. So now we're in work items. This is firm work items, and you can add multiple sections. You can also have client sections where you send the clients different things that they want. So what I'm going to do is go to a templated work item. So I'm going to create a work item. I'm going to use a template, which is the individual tax return template. It automatically comes up with the work type. It's assigned to me. I'm just going to pick a random client. We set the start date today. The due date is, they often have end of this week, next month. You can just type any type of due date in there. And that's the description of it. We're creating this work item as a template. And here it is. We've got these tasks in here. And this is one of the most brilliant things, is that, so these are client tasks as we can see in here. And so then this sending settings, you can pick who to send it to. It doesn't have to be the client that you're actually sent. You could send it to their partner, and you can also schedule tasks to auto send at a different time. But often I'm sending the tasks now, and we click next. We can either send this as gentle or urgent. Urgent reminders means they get daily reminders or all tasks are complete or 5 reminders have been sent. Because more than 5 may trigger spam filters. After that point, the job comes back into ready to start. So I'm not going to actually send that, but the useful thing is the gentle reminders. There's a reminder 7 days before the task due date, reminder on the task due date. So depending on how urgent the job is, you could send either of these. Then the client on their side gets a checklist. They click on it, they log in with a PIN that they set up once, a 4-digit PIN, and then they can comment or respond. So here we go. In these client tasks, we've got pink responding, which is visible to the client, and in the work types, we've got blue responding. So the blue is for team members between internally, and you can tag them, and the client is, you can tag team as well, but this goes to the client. So it's useful to see the blue for internal and pink for client. And where this all comes together is in the to-do items, where you can tick everything off, but also you can see every work item that you've got. This is all of the work. This is clicking on work here. So I've gone through triage, to-dos, and now we're in work. So this is all work except for internal work type. I've got a number of different views that I've got, and it's very easy to create your own views. This is where I've got a team member to do with only the statuses ready to start and in progress. So there's 57 work items in that work type. I can change the way that it's filtered by status, and due date are typically the ones that are useful. So there's the different statuses in this ready to start and progress items. And then with any item, you can change the status to tick it to be something else. And if, of course, you move it to something that is outside of the parameters, then it will disappear from the screen. But it all still sits in here. And so that is currently all of the work items, including internal firm items that I've got. And I can also, when you make a new view, you can save it and rename it, save it as a new view. You can get rid of a lot of these columns if you don't need them. Currently it's displaying empty columns, but you don't have to do that. And also it's not displaying completed work. So now I'm going to change it to be completed work. So this number will go up because we'll have all the completed items. See, there's 303 now. So we've increased it from the 202 not completed. So now this has all of the items that have been completed. So there's a lot of overdue here. There's 119 overdue when we put in completed, but when we take out the completed work, there should be a lot less overdue items, 32. Because a lot of the items that have been completed, the due date on those has passed, so they're going to fall back into the overdue. The one final thing is Karbon doesn't work with your calendar, which is one of its limitations. There's a few things that are a little bit clunky about how you create a new job. Like if you start typing a new job, it deletes it. There's a few things that just a little bit you need to get used to of how it works. It does have timesheets I've not talked about. So the time is useful, that it can pick up what you've done in the day, and then you can see a lot of things here. What you've done, then you can tick that to make it a time item. The other main thing is contacts. So the brilliance with contacts is you can have categories for the contacts, you can have groups, and then you can also view all of the work that you have under a group and for the persons. So it really helps you segment exactly what you're doing for your clients, either as a whole or in their groups, or even individually based on where you click. So, and also you can segment based on client type, you can segment based on type of work, based on deadlines. So it really lets you chuck everything in there and then work out exactly what you want to do to allow you to better focus on getting. You don't need to worry about that you've missed anything, because everything just gets in there. You do the work to get everything in there. Then you can work on prioritizing and getting what needs to be done, or delegating it to your team. And then, of course, following up, and of course, letting clients do what they need to do, so that everything goes into waiting until they've come back with the answers, or you can be commenting with them in the work, so that the work progresses, because they may not know exactly what they need to provide, and then they can ask questions and have a really good system where they can interact with you, so that you can get everything you need to do the work quicker and easier, and also manage it all in the one place.